Hey, how's it going, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back. New product day, okay? Coworker of mine has purchased 2 cordless ratchets within the last month, made by, I think it's VonHaus or VonHaus. It's a product that you can find on Amazon for $79.99. What you get for that price is a battery charger, one 12-volt lithium-ion battery, and the tool, as well as an instruction manual. Now, I don't have the instruction manual in front of me, and there's not very much information as far as breakaway torque or applied torque is concerned in the Amazon description. So what we're going to do today, after we talk a little bit about some of the exterior features and some of the Q&As that I had with my coworker about this tool, we will go to the vise utilizing a Dorman nut, a Dorman bolt, and we'll be using a torque wrench to set torque and see what the applied torque is and what the breakaway torque is. Alright, now talking about some of the exteriors. Now, it looks pretty close to the Milwaukee Gen 1, doesn't it? I completely agree. Going into Home Depot, you'll see something similar like this, but in red and black on the display. The weight feels about the same as the Gen 1 Milwaukee 3/8 cordless ratchet with the battery loaded up, and I have been on the Cornwall truck. Cornwall's now starting to sell the Milwaukee lineup. It feels about the same as the ones that I've picked up on the Cornwall truck. Now, I am in no way comparing this to the Gen 2 Milwaukee 3/8 drive cordless ratchet, because we all know that Milwaukee has recently stepped up their game and have given added features, benefits, and more durability to their Gen 2 than they did with the Gen 1. But if you're looking for an inexpensive cordless ratchet option, you should take a look at the VonHaus. VonHaus is pretty darn good as far as my coworker's concerned. Now, he has the 3/8 right here in my hand I have, and a 1/4 inch, but it's at work. Between both of them, he loves the 1/4 inch better. That's what he said. So it's not that he dislikes the 3/8. He just likes his 1/4 inch more because he uses 1/4 inch a lot more often than he does 3/8. So that's why I think he loves the 1/4 inch over the 3/8. But I asked him as far as the durability was concerned and how he's liked it throughout the first month. He said he can't complain. He thinks it's money well spent. So that's awesome right there. It's always good to have somebody's professional opinion about a tool, especially after they've utilized it throughout the work week for the last month. Alright, a couple other features that I noticed on here. There is a locking button that locks the trigger down. So if you just throw it in your toolbox, you don't have to worry about it going off in your toolbox while you're rolling around or whatever. Or it getting bumped up against something and just leaving the light on, and next thing you know, you come back and the battery's dead. Something else that is pretty cool, if you lightly depress the button, you have a nice LED light, and you get the 3 bubbles that tell you how much battery life the cordless ratchet has. Battery light indicator. So it tells you how much life is left in the battery. Now, he's utilized this throughout the day. He charged his battery this morning, and just before noon, he began going back to work and using this. So we might not be at an exact 100%, but we are getting ready to put it through a field test and see how it holds up. You know, how much juice does it take? How much breakaway torque does it take to get a fastener off of something? And what the applied torque is. You know, how much does it take? How much effort does it take in a torque wrench before we find out what its actually applied torque is? So we're going to check that out. Alright, so first things first, we are going to have to run this nut down to the very base of the bolt to tighten it up. So I figured let's do our applied torque test first. So how we're going to do this is I'm gonna tighten the nut up all the way down until the tool stops, and then using a rolling torque wrench, we're going to find out how much the needle moves in order to remove the nut. Alright, so let's go ahead and run it down. Okay, you can see I can no longer get the nut to turn anymore under the tool's power. So I will now remove the socket and put it on our rolling torque wrench. I'm going to set the needle to 0. Actually, let's see. If I'm going this way, I need to rotate the needle all the way around to the opposite side. Okay, so now that I have our rolling torque wrench set, we're gonna see how many Newton meters it takes to remove this fastener. And I say Newton meters because that is what I have going on right here. So let's go ahead and do it. So set it up. We'll pull this back, and it's starting to go, and it is loose. So let's see. It goes all the way up to 18 Newton meters. It looks like it's stopped shy of 5, so 13 Newton meters of applied torque. So I'll do some math here in a little bit, and we'll see how many foot-pounds that would be. Okay, never mind. I couldn't wait. I went on to the Newton meter to foot-pound calculator. So 15 Newton meters would be 11.06 foot-pounds. Okay, I had to interject for a minute. I kind of messed up. I did the math for 15 Newton meters converted to foot-pounds. What I should have done was 13 Newton meters converted to foot-pounds, because that's what the dial landed on when we were doing our applied torque test with the dial torque wrench. So I should have done 13, not 15. I apologize. So in fact, the applied torque is not 11.06 foot-pounds. It's actually 9.58 foot-pounds. So I apologize. I'm going to continue the rest of the video. You might hear me say it again, but you already know the truth. All right, so that being said, now I'm not so sure I expect a whole bunch for breakaway torque, but let's just see. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pull out the Matco click style torque wrench, and I have it set on its lowest setting, which is 15 foot-pounds. Now applied torque is just a hair over 11 foot-pounds, so I would hope that the breakaway torque would be greater. So we're going to try it out at 15 foot-pounds first. All right, so we're tightening it up. Okay, we are set at 15 foot-pounds worth of torque. We are now going to see what the breakaway torque looks like. All right, we are set up. So I'm putting on the tool on here, and just under the tool's own power, I'm just going to pull the trigger back. All right, seemed like it was a bit of a struggle. I had to really pull on that trigger to get it to go, but it did go. All right, now that's not saying that the quality sucks, okay? It just means that its current power has limitations, and its limitations as far as under its own power are between the 11 to 15 foot-pound realm. Okay, so how can you overcome that with a cheap tool? Well, let's run it back down and I'll show you. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to torque the fastener to 30 foot-pounds. No, let's go 50 foot-pounds. If the fastener will hold 50 foot-pounds, I might be asking too much of these Dorman nuts and bolts, but let's see. Is 50 foot-pounds too much? Well, we'll see if we'll break it, so let's try. All right, so we're going to go 50 foot-pounds on the nut. Perfect. So we are torqued down to 50 foot-pounds worth of torque. So if you have a cheap cordless ratchet and under its own power is not breaking it away, Well, guys, you just simply brace yourselves, pry like hell. Oh, hang on. And break it loose yourself and then run it out. That's all it takes. So the tool holds up. I can use it for leverage to crack the fastener loose, and I can back the fastener all the way out. It'd be nicer if the tool was a little bit longer, but you know what? You can't expect everything out of a lesser expensive product. All I'm saying is, for the quality that you get and what you get, I think you get a pretty good little deal here. Especially if you're just starting out and you're new to cordless tools, I would recommend this to anybody. And I have a master tech right now that decided to purchase this, and he's been doing it for well over 35 years, I can tell you that. And if it's good enough for him, damn it, it's got to be good enough for anybody else in the automotive industry. Alright, well that's all I got for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's content. I know that there's going to be somebody out there telling me how this is really pronounced. But I'm going to say VonHaus. Whatever, man. Hey, look, the link's going to be down in the description if you guys are interested in purchasing or at least reviewing some of the details that they have about this specific tool. In the bottom of the description page of the Amazon link that I'll leave down in the description for you guys. If you like the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you dislike the video, hit the thumbs down. Share if you want to share. And if you actually own this product, let us know down in the comments how you feel about it. How does it stack up to Milwaukee in your opinion? If you have used Milwaukee, have you used other cordless tools such as Matco or Ingersoll Rand? Do you have a personal favorite that you found that works out just as well for you? And the big question is, do we think DeWalt will start stepping up the automotive game and come out with one of their own? That's all I got for this video, guys. Take care. Cheers to those of you that have your beers. Deuces.